Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Then which of the blessings of your Lord will you both jinn and men deny? He has let loose the two seas meeting together. Between them is a barrier which none of them can transgress. Then which of the blessings of your Lord will both you men and jinn deny? So, you know the Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Ocean, right? There's a barrier between them. So one is fresh water, one is salt water. There's a picture on the internet as well, it's really famous, everyone's seen that, Islamic page and everything, that Allah Ta'ala placed a barrier so the two bodies of water don't cross each other. So there's a visible barrier like a huge line through the ocean, and one side is a bit greenish and one side is clear and blue. Okay? So there's a miracle, Allah Ta'ala has placed a barrier between the oceans. Okay? And you know how strong the tides and the waves are? Like you know what happens if a tsunami comes on a town or a city, the water comes like with waves, it destroys everything. That's how much forceful water is, and especially ocean water, the amount of volume it is, and amount of the velocity and the velocity of the tides and everything, and they smash into each other, right? But still they cannot cross. There's a barrier between them, and scientifically this is known as the there's two, three reasons. It's because of the salt compounds. There's very chemistry terms that I didn't understand myself properly. You guys won't be able to understand as well. But if you want to look into it, just Google it up. The answers are there. Okay, and there's also in the ocean, especially, there's something called a halocline. That's the barrier is called a halocline. So because of the density of the two waters, one is light and one is heavy. The molecules and stuff form a barrier, so they don't allow each other to cross through. Okay. So the same way, this ayah also refers back to before what I said about the creation of men and the creation of jinn. Like there's a barrier between the two bodies of the ocean, there's a barrier between us, the human beings, and the jinn as well. Like we are with each other, but there's a barrier. Like we cannot mix with each other. Allah has placed an invisible barrier. So this is again something that can be related to the ayah before as well. Then which of the blessings of your Lord will you both deny? Out of them both come out pearl and coral. Now I really like this verse. So in Arabic it says يخرج منهما اللؤلؤ والمرجان. Right? So you know in the olden days, right? People used to think that pearls are found where? Bottom of the ocean. Okay? Now people thought that pearls only come out from salt water. So ocean water, and later on in time, quite centuries later, some people discovered, in Australian rivers and streams they found pearls in fresh water. So Allah Ta'ala is again giving a blessing here that out of the deep oceans, I bring out pearls and corals for you, jewelry for us basically. It's a valuable things, beautification, alright? And pearls are worth millions and stuff, and rubies and corals is all expensive jewelry, and it's all Allah Ta'ala's placed that hidden inside the oceans. You get gold and diamonds inside mountains, right? Deep inside like caves and stuff. And deep inside the ocean, Allah Ta'ala's placed these rubies and pearls. Again, another miracle of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Okay? Then which of the blessings of your Lord will you both men and jinn deny? And his are the ships going and coming in the seas like mountains. Then which of your Lord will you both men and jinn deny? Again, there's two comparisons Allah Ta'ala has placed, and if you use your bayan, can you spot something? So pearls and corals, right? How big is a pearl? How big is a pearl? Yeah, but corals, when they break it down, make rubies out of it. How big are they? Where are they found? Where? See, at the bottom, right? How big are the ships?
They're huge.
Where are they found? Has anyone looked at it? So this leads you to the study of how in the world a ship that weighs tons and tons and tons is floating on top of water, and how something as a pearl that probably weighs a few grams at the bottom of the ocean. Allah Ta'ala says, I'm making those ships float on water. Have you ever thought about it? This is something called buoyancy. The buoyant force inside the water. So basically, there's a law of how things float on water. I looked into this as well. Is that if the mass of the object is lighter than the water displaced, then the thing will float. Okay? So a ship, although it's big, right, but it's hollow inside. Right? So it's not dense. So that's why the area it's covering underneath the water becomes heavier than the ship, no matter how big it is. The size of the ship that is displaced, the water, alright, because the ship is hollow inside, obviously there's a weight limit that you can put inside the ship, a lot of things can go in there, but then because it's lighter than the water, it floats on top, okay? But if you, let's say you fill this ship with sand, or rocks, will fill all of it, it will start sinking, it will go down. There's a weight limit, right, on ships, so when you fill it with the mass, it starts to fall down. Whereas a pearl, let's say, a pearl is fully dense, it's not hollow, so it's like all mass. So that's why the area it covers, it becomes heavier than the area, and it starts going down, it starts sinking. Whereas naturally on land, everything pulls you down to the ground, called gravity. Allah Ta'ala has placed a force inside water called the upthrust force or the buoyant force, which pushes everything upwards. Okay? So if the object is lighter than water displaced, it will float. So that's why if you jump into the pool like vertically, right, you will sink. Or if you dive like like straight, you will sink. But if you like flow, if you go flat, you've displaced more water, okay? And then you're continuously displacing water, that's how you float. Science. Look how scientific Quran is, man. Like, but Allah Ta'ala doesn't want to give you the answers, Allah Ta'ala is giving you the clues. Allah Ta'ala is giving you the hints. He wants you to figure it out. So basically 1400 years ago, Allah Ta'ala says, do you want to find out why things float? Why like ships float and pearls sink? Find out why is a ship, observe both things. What's the difference? Let's get a ship-like substance and get a rock or a pearl and see what's the difference. The only difference is the ship is hollow inside and the rock or the pearl is fully dense. So it sinks. Buoyancy, right? So in this one section, the section number 2, how many subjects have we covered? We know about the equinoxes. This is a very rare study, no one knows his answers. You might end up in Who Wants to Be a Billionaire, and this might be the £1 billion question. What is an equinox? This is a mercy, these are the blessings of Allah. Allah is saying, I've put the force of buoyancy in water so that you can travel across seas. This is my mercy. Isn't that enough of a miracle for you? Can't you see something small as a pearl is right at the bottom of the ocean, and you are traveling in these huge ships floating in water, and you think you're self-sufficient? Another fact. Who made the first ship? You got an idea?
I'm not sure. Prophet Noah.
No, that's not.
Oh yeah.
The Ark of Noah.
Oh yeah.
And who constructed the Ark? But who told him to construct it? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A flood's coming, right?
Yeah.
So Allah Ta'ala says, I own that ship, that's my idea. And I put the force in water. Right? So another analytical example, Steve Jobs created the iPhone, right? When did he die? When the iPhone 3 came out?
No, 4S.
4 or something, he died, right? We own iPhone 10 right now. But again, the designer of the iPhone is going to be Steve Jobs. Because he placed the idea, he made the first 3 iPhones. Even if he died, even if you go to iPhone 20, who is the creator of the iPhone? Steve Jobs. So Allah Ta'ala has made the first ship where he taught, angels came down to help rule Islam. If you read the story, the Ark of Noah, which carried every species in it, every pair of species, it still exists. As a reminder, it's still there, they found it somewhere, they've got it preserved. This was, I don't even know how many tens and thousands of years ago, how many centuries
Which
ago.
country is it preserved in?
I forgot, but again, search.
Was it not Turkey or something?
They found somewhere. They found it on top of a mountain, because that's how it landed on top of a mountain. But obviously it was a bit of a wreckage because it clashed into it. But then they've got it preserved somewhere, but I don't know where it is. Okay, then which of the blessings both of your Lord will you both men and jinn deny? However, okay, this is the end of section 2. This was a long section and very knowledge enriched section. Okay, now section 3.
Wait, what would you call section 2? Yeah.
Oh, section 2 basically, sorry. I'll call creation.
Do you have something to this? Third.
Using my gym shorts.
Release.
Okay. Section 3 is going to be from verse number 28.
26.
Sorry, 26 to
34.
Sorry. It's going to be all the way to verse number 45 basically. 26 to 45. This is Judgment Day. And hellfire. Okay, so basically Allah Ta'ala is saying, why have I not sent you a miracle yet? A live miracle? Why? Because I am Ar-Rahman. I've told you Al-Bayan. You want to find miracles? Forget the miracles. What about the things you have in front of you? He talks about the suns, the moon, the stars. He just goes through and gives you immense knowledge about the equator, about buoyancy, about the creation of your own bodily composition of both man and human, exactly, precisely to scientifically and logically proven. All right. So long way. He's talking about the fruits, nutrition, so many different subjects. Like section 2 was enriched with knowledge. Like I said, now he's gonna come to the main point. Okay, whatsoever is on the earth will perish, and the face of your Lord, full of majesty and honor, will abide forever. Then which of the blessings of your Lord will you both deny? Whosoever is in the heavens and the earth begs of him. Every day he has a matter to bring forth. Then which of the blessings of your Lord will you both and men deny? So Allah is saying the fact that's coming, that everything on the face of the earth or in the universe is going to be destroyed. Like you read on the day of Qiyamah, everything's going to be destroyed. And the only one alive will be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then everything's going to be brought back to life again, and then Judgment Day starts, alright? And Allah Ta'ala says, look at my creation, like every day someone in the heavens and the earth, whosoever in the heavens and the earth begs of him. Every day he has a matter to bring forth. Like how many people is he dealing with a day? How many of you make prayers a day? Like ask Allah something. Oh, I wish this happens today. Oh, I wish I have a good day at work. Oh, I wish mom's cooked something nice. Millions and millions of people are asking in it. How many complaints can you handle in a day? We work in a call center, right? How many complaints can we take in a day? And Allah is listening not to just the creation of the earth, but in the entire universe. Every day someone's asking him of something. And Allah is dealing with the matters every day at the same time. Isn't that him being Rahman? He could have just left us like, this is your test. I'll see you on Judgment Day. Right? When you sit in a test, right, a teacher just gives you the papers and just sits quietly. I'll see you at the end of the test. But Allah is constantly helping us out. Alright? He's constantly helping us to pass this test. Why did Allah have to make the earth so suitable for us? Why did he have to make fruits and stuff for us? Like, why did he have to make fruit nutritious for us, or taste good, or smell good, or the plants, and this and that? Or why did he have to put buoyancy in water for us to travel over, travel in ships and all this kind of things, right? Why did he have to give us a sun and a moon to have night and day? Imagine if there was no sun and we just lived in complete darkness and we were just surviving over, like lying in fire and stuff. So even though He's put us in a test, it's because of His Rahmah, because it's of His motherly love, that He's made this the best test anyone can have. You're chilling in your test. You're enjoying, isn't it? Look at our lives. We are so blessed, mashallah, every one of us. Some people are having a severe test right now. No shelter, no homes, no food, no family. All we have to do is just obey Him, isn't it? That's all you have to do. Just believe in Him, that's it. And He will make the test easy for you. He's giving you all the answers. He's helping you throughout. That's why He's saying every day He's bringing about matters to you. Then which of the blessings of your Lord will you both deny? We shall attend to you, O you two classes of men and jinn. Then which of the blessings of your Lord will you both deny? O assembly of men and jinn, if you have power to pass beyond the zones of the heavens and the earth, then pass. But you will never be able to pass them, except with authority. Then which of the blessings of your Lord will you both deny? This ayah blew my mind away. In Surah Mulk, there was a verse of shooting stars. What were the shayateen trying to do?
Going through the lamps, basically.
They're trying to escape, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to
Yeah.
travel. What do shayateen do? Like, you must have heard that shayateen, they try to travel up to the first heaven, try to listen to the talk of the angels, bring news down, tell, those hocus pocus people, what do you call them again? Fortune tellers and stuff, alright? And then they get shot by the stars,
Yeah.
right? So Allah Ta'ala has mentioned the jinn first, that O assembly of jinn and men, if you have power to pass beyond the zones of the heavens and the earth, then pass. But you will never be able to pass them except with authority. In which of the blessings of your Lord will you both deny, right? So the first attempt made to pass the heavens was by the jinn. They could only reach the first heaven, they couldn't even pass that. They're shot down by the stars. Who's made the attempt to cross the zones of the heavens after that? Years and years later. Allah Ta'ala is giving a future prediction here. Who's doing it?
Man.
Who's gone to the moon? Who's kind of trying to go to the Mars? Who's trying to discover planets?
Man.
The closest thing to us is the moon. And we can't even discover that properly. The solar system is so huge, the sun is 149 million kilometers away from us. That's just the sun in the center. And there's stars that are billions, trillion miles away from us. How much can you travel? This is just the first sky. So Allah Ta'ala, there's two opinions to this ayah. This first is that in this worldly life, human and jinn are going to try to pass the zones of the heaven and the earth. But no one will be able to do so except if Allah Ta'ala gives them authority. Alright? There's one human being that was given authority. Who was that? Why? Ascension. He went beyond where angels can go to. He went to the seventh heaven with Allah's authority. If Allah wills, he'll probably take you. The Prophet traveled all seven skies up to Sudat al-Muntaha, where even Jibreel Islam, the angel, couldn't pass. He didn't have authority to pass. He said, if I go beyond this point, my wings would burn down. Understand? Are you getting this point? Okay? On the day of judgment, when judgment is there, people will try to escape. They will try to run. The angels, the jinn, everyone. And Allah is saying, let's see if you have the power. Let's see if you can do it. Let's see. You'll have to give a challenge. Let's see if you can do it in this life. Let's see if you can do it on the day of judgment. Alright? There will be sent against you both smokeless flames of fire and molten brass, and you will not be able to defend yourself. Then which of the blessings of your Lord will you both jinn and men deny? Then when the heaven is rent asunder and it becomes rosy or red like red oil or red hide, then which of the blessings of your Lord will you both deny? So on the day of judgment, when the sky is torn apart, it will become red. Right? Have you ever seen the sky turn red now? Have you ever seen it?
Snapchat.
We Snapchat it.
Yeah.
How horrific it is. Have you ever seen the sky full of black clouds and thunder? Does that put fear in you? Have you ever seen the sky change color? It becomes really red. Me and my brother experienced this. We were walking home and the sky, I even have a picture, I might share it with you guys. It was bright red. And I had read the ayah that day and I was just looking at the sky and I was like, this is how the sky is going to look on the day of judgment.
Wow.
Yeah? And the color of the sky is a blessing from Allah. Because the blue sky puts us to peace and rest, right? As soon as the sky changes form, it turns either thundery, cloudy, we get scared, or if it changes color, it does put a sense of like fear in us, right? Okay. So whatever's going to happen afterwards, it's not Allah's not making it up. We can experience it now as well. So let me show you to the camera.
This is close to Metro Bank. So, let me put it back.
Okay. So on that day, no question will be asked of man or jinn as to his sin. Then which of the blessings of your Lord will you both deny? The mujrimun will be known by their marks, and they will be seized by their forelocks and their feet. Again, this ayah blew me away. On the day of judgment, right, what's going to be placed in our hands? Our deeds, the records of our deeds. I was going to not ask any questions. The question answer is going to happen in the cover. Okay. On the day of judgment, we'll have our results in our hands. Okay. Have you ever seen on a result day like someone, like there's assembly right in school, or if you're given a test in the class, right, and a teacher's handing out tests. If the teacher says Idris will walk really happily, he'll have this smile on his face because he already knows he's done good, right? And everyone else in the class can know by the marks on his face, by his face, that he's smashed it. Okay. And then someone calls Kashif, and Kashif like. You just know by the way he's walking, the way his head's down, he's going to perform good, right? And then you see Walid, he's got tears in his eyes. You know, he's flopped it. Yeah? So on the day of judgment, the ones who were successful will have this noor on their face, right? Their face will be glowing with this noor. Blessing. You just everyone in the crowd standing in the in rows will just know everyone like who's passed, who's not, who's gonna go to hell, who's not gonna go to heaven, just by the expressions. And then Allah Ta'ala says,
42.
the mujrimun will know by their marks, and they will be seized by their forelocks and their feet. They will be seized by their forelocks. Why by the forelocks? Why not by the neck, by the hand, by the back? You will seized from here. And when you're in the drag to hell, why? Where's the brain gone? Over off the brain.
Oh, I just wanted to say.
Yes. Again, let's draw the brain again. Where does all the decision making happen?
On the top.
Frontal lobe. Where your forelock is, here. This is where you decide to sin and do good. The people going to hell, the sinful people, it's going to be grabbed from this part, the part that made you sin.
So in the grave,
Yeah.
does it specify what you'll be asked? Or is it just you'll be asked specific questions?
So you're going to be asked a lot of things in the grave, but specific questions that, again, these come in the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. The first would be like, who was your Lord? Who was your God? Who did you worship? And then you would have the question of namaz and other things. But yeah, I don't exactly remember, but I can give you details. I've researched an article on that, so I'll forward that to you.
It's just like, because when I read the Quran, it's not a bit off topic, but the way I see it is that you'll be judged on your deeds.
Yeah.
So overall deeds, so not specific ones,
Yeah.
but basically your good versus your bad.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
No specific.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nausea is in, yes!
Finally made it.
Finally!
Third session. towards
Third
the
lesson.
end. After we
Thank you, Nausea.
What did you say?
Okay.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
so basically there's going to be different type of judgments that are going to be happening. This is, and Allah Ta'ala states various stages of judgment day throughout the Quran. This is one of the stages. This is one of the stages when first you'll be handed your deeds in your hands, the record of your deeds. you'll know by your mark. You're going to be presented in front of your Lord anyways after that. But first you'll be handed the deeds first, and you'll just tell by your faces that what's going to happen to you. And then when you're going to be thrown into hell, you're going to be dragged by your forelock and your feet. Right? The way animals are, like from the head and from the legs. And one of the scientific reason, again, like I found, was this is where we sin from. That's where you're going to be grabbed from as well. Okay? This is hell which the Mujrimun denied. They will go between it and the boiling hot water. Then which of the blessings of your Lord will you both deny? So in hell, right, there's going to be boiling water as well. So you know when you're burning with fire, you'll ask for water, right? And you will be given boiling water that will scald your faces and just burn your intestines and everything. So it's a very graphic description of hell, like we had in Surah Mulk as well. So this is ayah number 45, and section number 3 ends here. So we're going to be heading into the last two sections now. And these sections, starting from 46, all the way to 61. And this is, I say, heaven.
So another question.
Yeah.
So there's the feeling you mentioned, like the grabbing by the forelock and the boiling water over the face, etc. Is that more metaphorical than actual? That's how the feeling will be, but not necessarily actually. That's
you know what? I just take that as it's written. So this metaphorical, obviously, I don't think that word is metaphorical. That Allah Ta'ala is describing literally. That's how it's going to happen. So again, but these are the things that are in the future, in the unseen. No one can give an exact description apart from Allah. So we just take the word of Allah as it is, these sort of things. And so I would like to give a personal opinion. So if Allah has written that way, I'll just believe it's going to be that way. Because I don't know.
Sorry, the way I saw it was that because that's a different, obviously, platform, different world. Allah's trying to explain to us in our own language, that's how it's going to feel when you go there, but not necessarily that's what's going to take place.
Yeah, could be an opinion at all, but that's the thing. That's a human perception, right? Yeah. We couldn't perceive a lot of things. So like I said,
some people won't understand if what's going to happen there, but this is the easiest way to explain to us.
It's easiest way, yeah. Definitely. So the things that are out of our comprehension, we should just take it the way Allah has written it. Yeah. And because if we try to take conclusions of our own, sometimes it just leads us astray, basically. So, but you can, again, like I said, why don't you do your research? Why don't you? So these type of things, like the questions you occur to you while reading the Quran, just write them down, research. Allah Ta'ala wants you to research. There's no restriction on you trying to find out. Go home and go on YouTube and try to listen to it. The stages of the hellfire, the punishments of the hellfire, are they literally the way they describe in the Quran, or is it metaphorical? Get the answers. Inshallah. Okay. Now Allah Ta'ala from hell, obviously, again, Allah Ta'ala, why does Allah Ta'ala keep warning you about hell? It's again out of His rahmah. Right? So if someone just comes running in here, oh there's a hurricane coming, clear out, evacuate the building, or there's a fire in the building, evacuate. Alright? That person is concerned for us. Okay? And we shouldn't be like, oh my God, he's telling us there's a fire. Why is there a fire? I don't want it to be a fire. Go away. Out of His care and mercy, He's concerned. He could have saved his life and ran out, and could have cared less whoever's inside him. Okay? The same way, out of Allah Ta'ala's mercy, He keeps on warning us. He keeps us telling us, this is what's lying ahead for those who deny my ayat, who are disbelievers. This is what's lying ahead. He keeps on giving this graphic description of hell over and over again. It's again His mercy. His warning is His mercy as well. And whenever He gives warning, He tells about the rewards as well. Or if He tells about the rewards, He basically straight away tells about the warnings as well. Okay? So we have our focus on both things. Okay? So the rewards, Jannah goes. But for him who fears the standing before his Lord, there will be 2 gardens. Okay? Then which of the blessings of your Lord will you both deny? Okay, again, this is again a bit of an ambiguous ayah. 2 gardens. Obviously, in this surah, our audience was 2, right? Men and jinn. So, Jannah we couldn't share the same jinn and men as well. So the two gardens, basically, what scholar says, one for humans, one for the jinn, the two jannas. Okay. Then which of the blessings of your Lord will you both deny? With spreading branches. Then which of the blessings of your Lord will you both deny? In them will be two springs flowing, meaning two. Basically, this in Arabic, the word used here, they've placed two springs, but it's basically waterfalls. So they'll have huge waterfalls. Okay? And as we know, we've listened as well that in Jannah there's like rivers and waterfalls of like milk and honey. Yeah? So you know when greenery and waterfalls is one of the obsessions of man. Like, you know, when we go on holiday, where do we like to go? Resort sort of place, you know, tropical places where they've got like probably a beach, some trees, or some sort of tropical places, right? We feel peaceful, we enjoy it, okay? And regardless of that, have you seen like, you know, even in modern like cities and buildings and stuff, like you've got these plants everywhere and these artificial waterfalls and fountains, right? It's man's, human being's natural obsession with something, you know, greenery and water just is beautiful to man, to human being. Like when it rains, it just, everything looks beautiful, like even the trees and the plants when they go water. It's something to do, like, this is my own observation. You understand? So that's why, like, Allah Ta'ala a lot of highlights all the time that there's going to be these gardens, these rivers, these waterfalls. Like, it just gives us a description of this dream holiday we never had, or I never had. You understand? Like, so Allah Ta'ala attracts us with those type of things. Then which of the blessings of your Lord will you both deny? In them will be every kind of fruit in pairs. Then which of the blessings of your Lord will you both deny? Reclining upon couches lined with silk brocade, and the fruit of the two gardens will be near at hand. So when we go to, like, again, this was I was trying to contemplate on these verses, right? So when we go out on holidays and stuff, we see these beaches, these tropical forests and stuff, we roam around, right? Then we get tired, then we want to come back to these nice hotels with these nice, fluffy, huge beds, and we're going to sit down, we're going to order food and eat. So Allah Ta'ala's order, there's going to be two gardens for you, there's going to be streams for you, you're going to be playing around and, you know, enjoying yourself. And then when you're tired, you've got these delicious fruits for yourself, and you've got these huge cushions made of silk brocade. You're just going to come and lie down here, and there's going to be fruit that's going to be near to hand, meaning that you'll be sitting there, and then the fruit of the trees, the branches, will lower down for yourself itself. So you'll be just lying down, picking the fruits from the trees and just eating right there. You see that imagery there? It's going to be chilling. Okay? Then which of the blessings of your Lord will you both deny? Wherein both will be those maidens restraining their glances upon their husbands, whom no man or jinn has touched before. But here Allah Ta'ala is talking about the hurs. So major Jannah goals for men. So Allah Ta'ala is saying you will have beautiful hurs for males. Okay. Now a lot of questions occurs from the lady side as well. Like ladies question that if men got hurs, then what women got? What's for women? Have you guys heard that question in arguments? Yeah. Right? So just to let you know one thing, in the Quran it repeats itself again and again that the dwellers of paradise will get whatever they desire. So first of all, whatever you desire you're going to get. Okay? Alright? Okay? But for men, because why Allah specified rules for men, this is again, I've tried, I couldn't get an exact answer. Okay? It's because the test for men is harder in this world.
No, one thing I looked into as well, and there was saying like if you take a study, take like 50 men, 50 women, and you ask men, what do you want most? Yeah. Majority of them would say
women. Yeah.
If you ask women, it's kind of diverse with them.
I've heard the lecture as well.
So
yeah.
It's more because it's easier.
So Allah Ta'ala has put a really strong desire in men for women.
You've always heard that.
You've heard that, right? I don't know about...
No, I've heard that women have that heat stronger than men.
I don't know. It's so many conversations.
There's 10 lots of desire, 9 is given to women and 1 to men.
Yeah. It's something like that, but I don't know why. It's just even in this world, why is Islam given men marriages like 4 marriages, right? You're allowed to marry 4 wives at the same time.
Because they're less women.
Scientifically,
that
you can scientifically prove as well that proportionally, because male and female are born equally, but because men are working, they are in like armies and like in wars and stuff, so the death ratio of men is more than women. So if you saturate men and women equally, there'll be 4 times more women than men left.
But also, they put the rule into place because at the time of the Prophet, people would have 10,000 wives and that.
Yeah.
So Islam don't restrict it.
Yeah.
To 4.
To 4 women. Yeah.
But obviously, you have to support them more equally as well.
Yeah. And guys, do you know that women think that they've got a stricter test, right? The parda, the hijab. But you know the more stricter test is for men. If you read Surah Nur, in which the ayahs come for hijab, you know the first restriction is for man, lower your gaze. Is it hard to cover yourself or hard to really not look at all? We don't do that, but yeah.
No, men like cover more.
They have to cover their
They have to. So basically, women are told to cover their cover the attractive parts. So cover yourself, cover your body, cover your head. But men were ordered to lower your gaze. You're not even allowed to look.
But that's the men's hijab.
That's men's hijab. The eyes, restriction of the eyes. Okay. So Islam is really harsh in like male and female. What you can say mixing. So basically, there's a lot of restriction for men and women, right? But women are going to have special rewards, like Allah has not mentioned that their reward is with Allah Himself, and obviously, male, whether it be male or female, they're going to get what they desire anyways, right? But for men, because this side of the test was slightly harder, okay? The hijab side of the test for men is slightly harder, although we don't follow that side, not to look at all. So that's why Allah has specified the prize as well. So because Allah put that inside us, the desire for women, and then put the hardest test as well to lower your gaze. Okay, that's why Allah has mentioned the reward as well. So you're gonna have beautiful women. Okay, and you know one more thing, right? This is a lesson for I think ladies as well. Allah has mentioned a quality that